Welcome to episode 402, where I'm chatting with regular guest Vaidya Jayarajan, aka Dr. J, about a topic that touches his heart: how to raise healthy, resilient, and balanced children with the timeless wisdom of Ayurveda. We discuss what makes Ayurvedic pediatrics unique and the importance of understanding your child's constitution and supporting it holistically. Lots of great information here, so please stay tuned. Hi there, I'm your host Colette, and on this podcast I will be sharing the teachings of Ayurveda, yoga, and holistic health practices. Now, if you're new to Ayurveda, I recommend checking out the first couple of episodes where I do an introduction to Ayurveda and the mind-body types. Thanks for listening, and now here's a new episode. Before I start today's episode, I have an announcement. This August marks 8 years since I launched the Elements of Ayurveda podcast. What started as a humble offering to share the ancient wisdom of Ayurveda has grown into a global community, and it's all thanks to you. And to express my heartfelt appreciation, I'm offering 10% off of all my online services until August 6th, 2025. You can choose from online consultations, the private digestive reset cleanse, the educational self-paced daily habits for holistic health program, and my reset, restore, renew program, which combines all my services in one holistic package. Use the code ELEMENTS8 at checkout. That's ELEMENTS, ELEMENTS, and the number 8 at checkout. And this offer is valid until August 6th, 2025. And thank you so much for listening, for supporting and sharing the podcast with your family and friends. I am so truly grateful for the past 8 years and excited for what's ahead. So please take advantage of this 10% offering, and I look forward to connecting with you soon. And now let's get into this week's episode. Hello and welcome back to the Elements of Ayurveda podcast. I am very happy to welcome back our regular guest, Vaidya Jayarajan Kodikannath. Dr. J is a visionary, a classical trained Ayurveda doctor, and an accomplished teacher representing a lineage of Ayurveda practitioners from Kerala, India. Dr. J is also the CEO and Academy Director of Kerala Ayurveda USA. Dr. J, welcome back to the podcast. It's always an honor. Thank you.
Always wonderful to be here with you and sharing the knowledge with the world. So thank you. Thank you for inviting me again.
Oh, always a pleasure. And I'm really looking forward to this conversation today, Dr. J, because I know you are particularly passionate about pediatrics. Is that correct? I've heard you say it many times.
That's right. I love working with children, and I attract a lot of children in my practice, whether in India or in the US. Yes, that's true.
Let's get right into it, Dr. J. And I'd love to start with, an introduction to the branch of pediatrics. I'm going to try pronounce this in Sanskrit. Please correct me. But the branch of pediatrics is called Kaumarabhritya?
Yes.
Okay.
Kaumarabhritya.
Bhrithya. Okay.
Kumara means child. Bhrithya means serving. So serving the children. So that is the meaning of that branch. Kaumarabhritya means serving the children. And it's one of the main 8 clinical branches, the Kaya Chikitsa or general medicine. The second one is Bala Chikitsa or Kaumarabhritya, that is the pediatrics. And then the psychiatry and psychology, ENT and ophthalmology, surgery, that is Shalyatantra, then the toxicology, Damshtra Chikitsa, then the science of rejuvenation called Rasayana, and then, the Vrisha Chikitsa or reproductive medicine. So these are the 8 branches. The second branch is the pediatrics, Kaumarabhritya. And given a lot of importance in the classical texts, if you read Ashtanga Hridaya, many of the ancient texts, a lot of importance to this particular branch because this is deciding the next world. Okay, having a healthy child, and that healthy child is growing as a human being. So that is the future of the world. So they have given a lot of importance, not only after the child born what to do, but how to support a healthy conception, how to maintain a healthy pregnancy, how to facilitate a healthy delivery of a baby, healthy birthing, then how to take care of the baby. So the pediatrics in Ayurveda is not just treating diseases of the children, but even having a healthy child. Then, of course, both the preventative and curative aspect of pediatric conditions, and then how to help them to grow, and all, it's a very comprehensive branch of Ayurveda.
And as you just said, that holistic approach from prenatal through pregnancy, through postpartum, and then on through the child's life, I guess that's what differentiates Ayurvedic pediatrics versus conventional pediatric care.
That's right. Yes, yes. And, conventional pediatrics only after a child is born, that is a primary. But here, because, see, a conception, a healthy, conception and the pregnancy and delivery, planning, helping the parents, the couple who are ready to have, yes, we want to have a child. When they are ready to, they need guidance because the child, one part of the child is, coming from this union of the sperm and egg. So how they can nurture, and it's not only the cell called sperm or the egg, the energetics that carry because they are the seeds, their consciousness, the energy, the balance, the intention. Human mind has a lot of influence on even the sperm and egg and the conception and the state of mind during the union, so much, very detailed, how to mentally and emotionally you prepare when you plan to have a child, and how your mindset should be when the union happens, how you need to take care of it afterwards. It's very interesting how detailed it is, mentioned, and about the diet, lifestyle, your mindset, your intentions, and all those are a part of this process.
And when you hear about this in Ayurveda, this, preconception care and preparing the individuals who are coming together to create a family, it makes so much sense. It's like, well, why don't we do that in the world today? Because, we know that prakriti is determined at conception. And you want to make sure, of course, that the sperm and the egg are in the best possible condition and that you're giving the best of your resources, the highest quality to this new fetus, and that your ojas is plentiful, healthy at conception as well.
Yeah, that's right. Body, mind, the functions. When I was the chief medical officer of Ayurveda Gram of Kerala Ayurveda in Bangalore, we had, three specialities we were working on, and one was infertility. And we worked on, I helped a lot of couple to have children, and I claim all those children. They're all my kids. And so many.
Uh-huh.
So there, there are situations like non-specific infertility. Clinically, everything is fine, but we don't know why we are not. And we come up, we look into that, what, the reasons. And Ayurveda says there are four primary factors influences the conception and pregnancy. And, two factors are conventional: healthy sperm, healthy ovum.
Mm-hmm.
There it stops the modern aspect. But Ayurveda says the healthy uterine atmosphere. And the fourth is pleasant mind. The emotion, mind, and intention of the parents, that all can influence the pregnancy.
As you referred to a moment ago, it's, it's not just the tissues of the sperm and egg, it's also the energies that come with that.
Exactly.
And as we just said, the prakriti of the fetus is determined at conception. So how can parents work with their child's prakriti to support balanced growth and development?
Sure. See, few things. It's not only just about parents. Of course, parents are the two primarily, right? Maternal contribution and paternal contribution. They are taking care of their health, as you rightly mentioned, keeping that ojas optimal, the vitality optimal, and mental, the pleasantness and calmness of the mind. Then, of course, there is a reason of the soul coming to that there is a reason of environment, time, space, lot of influences on this. Now, regarding the prakriti is established at the time of inception. Garbhava Kranti Samaye. There is a reference in the ancient text. At the time of inception or the conception, that is the time the prakriti of an individual is defined, not at the time of birth. So that is there. Then once the baby is born, you don't know what is the prakriti of the baby until the baby is born and showing up, the activities and all those things. And it will take a little bit more time. Prakriti is defined at the time of inception, but to really establish those nature, etc., it may take few years for us to really establish. The prakriti is prakriti, but still to understand for the outside world what it is. Then according to, the prakriti of the child, if the parents know, oh, my child has this structural nature, my child has this functional nature, my child has these kind of tendencies because of the prakriti, can have these tendencies and these type of affinities. If parents know that, it is easy for them to support and make sure that what my child need for an optimal growth development, right? So I found a lot of, sometime doubt, not having clarity, not having enough guidance and to the parents. And I found a lot of parents struggling in this. So that's why I wrote my first book, The Parent's Complete Guide to Ayurveda, where I have given how to assess the prakriti of your child and what does that mean and how you need to support the child, right? The way how you are interacting with a kapha prakriti child is different because their orientation, their way of their understanding, their activity, everything changes. Everything varies. Accordingly, if parents know, it will be much easier for them to support their children.
Yes, it just really helps to navigate lots of decisions, not only in the child's food, but their eating pattern. So many decisions can be made just by understanding their prakriti.
Definitely.
Yeah. And so we've talked about the importance of obviously preconception, and then the pregnancy itself obviously is very important to get guidance through the pregnancy, postpartum. Actually, postpartum Ayurveda, I have done several podcast episodes on that because it's exceptional in Ayurveda. I don't want to gloss over that. It really is, isn't it? Postpartum care of the mother.
Of course. Ayurveda, the perinatal or the prenatal care, Ayurveda has every month what you should do, what you should not do, what you should have every month. Then the perinatal care or the delivery care. And there are detailed description how to take care of the baby and when to cut the umbilical cord, how to cut the umbilical cord, what you should do immediately after cutting the umbilical cord. The whole description. And where one side is the care of the mother, second side is the care of the baby. And there are detailed description from the time when the baby is independent, what to do immediately after removal of the amniotic remanences and the placental remanences and what oil to be used and how you need to do, and then about the breastfeeding, how to check the quality of breast milk, and because the ability to digest, absorb, and nourish depends upon the quality of the breast milk. So how you can assess that and how you can manage that, and that will help not only the baby but even the mother, right, to avoid the mastitis and
Yes.
the engorgement or lack of breast milk. There are a lot
Yes.
of issues. All these are addressed in detail in Ayurveda, and also the mental and emotional shift that can happen to that lady, right, the mother, because it's a new phase of her life. And sometime, you can see the postpartum depression and postpartum mental emotional shift happening, the support required at that point of time. A
Yeah.
lot of details you need to know and to support in that. Here
Yeah.
in America, one of my surprises when I came here was I have seen women, they are with a very small baby, maybe 1 week, 10 days in the grocery store. And I feel that, hey, this is not right.
Yeah.
We call it as pabam in India. That means it is not right, because that's a time for rest, recuperation, and there should be some system where they are able to get enough leave. According to me, not according to just me as a Dr. J, but from a traditional Ayurvedic perspective, first 90 days they should really take to recoup, rejuvenate, being with the baby, etc. Whether it is a family or community or the society, the system should help them. That's a very important part of the postpartum care.
Absolutely, because it's quite an event for the mother and child, and for the mother's body. So, and I have, as I said, done separate podcast episodes on that, but just couldn't gloss over it because, again, the care is exceptional and the detail from Ayurveda is exceptional. But moving on now to once the child is born, and this is the kapha stage of life, the first stage of life from birth to puberty, and what are some Ayurvedic practices that families can adopt to keep the children well, strengthen the immunity? Because if you could talk a little bit about what children are prone to in this stage of life, of course, it depends on the prakriti as well.
Sure. Definitely. There are some certain tendencies comparatively more during the childhood. Because as you rightly mentioned, from an Ayurvedic standpoint, the childhood is the age of kapha. Because kapha means it is required for the nourishment, strength, and the growth, because kapha is that which builds, right? That which holds together, that which builds, much necessary for the growing period. But at the same time, if it is not taken care well in a balanced way, they are more prone to congestions and recurrent cold and recurrent, fevers, sluggishness, congestion, etc. So there should be an extra care to make sure that they are being supported, not to allow them to get into these recurrent issues. One of the most common issues or recurrent issues children will have is the cold and congestion. Cold, cough, and congestion is the most common.
Yeah.
So we always say, regardless of the prakriti of your child is child, right? There are certain principles we say. For example, don't give bath to a child in real cold water. Okay? Go for lukewarm water. It need not be hot, but lukewarm water. Why? Because cold always promotes kapha. There can be constriction of the whole channels that increases the chance of congestion, then the cold, etc. So avoiding cold, even cold beverages, right? Cold food and cold beverages, it is not suggested for children. There are two issues with the cold. One, cold creates closure and congestion. It's not just Ayurveda, it is physics. Cold always constricts, heat always, or warmth always expands. Second, whenever you feed a child very cold item, beverages or food, digestion is nothing but cooking. right? And whether a baby's body or the adult's body, it is between 97 and 99 degree Fahrenheit. Whenever you feed a baby with cold beverages or food, the baby's body is struggling to bring it back to 98.8, right? All the energy kept for the digestion and metabolism will be used to manage the cold. So you are slowing down the digestion of the baby by giving cold food, especially in that age. Now, when I say this question, oh, children love ice cream, so we should not give ice cream at all to the children. I would say Ayurveda is not an extreme science. Ayurveda says, always follow a medium path. Sarva karmeshu madhyamam. Right?
Yeah.
So you can give ice cream to children, but not very frequent. Not at night. If you want to give during the midday, because that is the sharp sun, the warmth, so the influence of the cold will be minimal when the nature is supporting with the warmth. So those type of simple care can help to prevent this recurrent possibility of congestion, a cold. Then if they get a cold, my grandmom used to. My grandmom was supporting the community. Her specialty was children and women. Anything happen in our community for children and women, they will come and to see my grandmom. And she used to always, say that whenever your child get a cold or congestion, the first thing is avoid head shower for a few days. Until that acute phase is over, you can have warm body bath is okay. Don't wet the head. Whether it is warm water or cold water, better to minimize wetting the head. Because water, you can do this as a trial. You go and splash, warm water on your face and wait 30 seconds without wiping it. It will become cold. You may think that you are giving shower with the warm water, but within a minute it's cold. So the final impact, even with lukewarm, can be cooling in nature. So that is why if there is a congestion and cold, the first tip is please avoid head shower for a few days. Then avoid exposure to the cold, definitely. Go with easily digestible food and all those, general guidelines.
Yeah. And are there particular dinacharya that Ayurveda recommends for young children in this stage of life?
Very good question. The dinacharya of a small child is totally different from the dinacharya of an adult in Ayurveda. For example, we may need 8 hours sleep, but babies, they need 2/3 of their time available in a day is for sleep. Because that's the growing time. How optimal growth can be facilitated? When we are awake, it's only wear and tear. Physical, mental, emotional, sensory wear and tear. The only time our mind-body system heal, replenish, recoup, rejuvenate, growth and development happens in the sleep. So that is why during the growing time, children need a lot of sleep. So the dinacharya of a child is totally different from the dinacharya of an adult. They will have to take naps during the day. They need to sleep long hours during the night. And we need to work around with the other activities, feeding extra based on that. But still we suggest it should not be random. Whenever your child wants anytime sleep, no. You should facilitate in a way that there is a rhythm created. Very important. There is a rhythm of eating. There is a rhythm of sleeping. And that will help. So set the feeding time. And when you do that on a regular basis, your baby's body functions and the circadian rhythm of the nature, the earth, will be in sync. So what will happen? If you feeding in the right time, making the child to sleep in the right time, automatically the child feel hungry at that point of time because the whole body intelligence of the baby got aligned to that rhythm. It's like autopilot. The baby will feel hungry Baby will be able to eat, will be able to nourish without any sluggishness. Baby will feel sleepy in the right time. So it's the parent's duty to create the rhythm.
Right.
Very important.
This episode is sponsored by Kerala Ayurveda. If you're finding yourself nodding along to Dr. J's wisdom on raising healthy kids the Ayurvedic way, you're not alone. Dr. J's book, The Parent's Complete Guide to Ayurveda, is a must-have for anyone navigating childhood health through a natural lens. His insights are rooted in decades of clinical experience and teaching at Kerala Ayurveda Academy. The programs like the Ayurvedic Health Counselor give you the tools to assess imbalances, guide families, and build lifelong wellness strategies grounded in ancient wisdom and science. Visit Kerala Ayurveda Academy to explore upcoming trainings and use the code ELEMENTS100 for $100 off your enrollment. You'll find all the links in the show notes. And so are there any foods or habits? We just talked about dinacharya. So any habits in the modern world that you would be concerned about, that Ayurveda would caution against?
Definitely. There are two things. Let me tell you what is an Ayurvedic perspective on pediatric nutrition. Then I'll tell you my concerns.
Mm-hmm.
So first, the first few months of life is just breast milk suggested. Okay. As long as there is enough breast milk. If there is a breast milk issue, then there are other options for breast milk. But breast milk is like, there is a saying that it's like amritam for the baby. Amritam means the elixir, the ambrosia. It is not only nourishment, it is the protection, it is the connection, it is the nurturing, because breast milk, when a mother feeds the baby, it's not only the nutrition. In the modern pediatrics, it's all about whether it is complete nutritional or not. It's not about the material, the carbohydrates or fat or the protein, but the immune system, the energies are regulated. And the connection, the mom to baby connection, that Mother Nature's connection coming through that mind, that process. So it is much more the energy based, the mind and emotion based, the consciousness based evolution that facilitated by the breast milk. Yeah, even a small baby during breastfeeding time, if any issue happens, any health problem happens, cold, congestion, you know what we do? We get the herbs or the formulation through the mother to the baby through the breast milk.
Ah, wonderful.
If a baby gets cold and congestion, mother will get adult dosage of the formulation, and through mother, the baby will be healed.
That's fantastic. So it's less harsh on the baby's digestive system or body.
Correct.
Yeah. And is there a connection? I do, because I was wondering, is there a connection between breast milk and ojas and the baby's ojas?
Definitely. And it is ojasyam dhatu vardhanam. It is enhancing the ojas and nourishing all the tissues. So there is a direct connection, the ojas, the immune resistance of a baby. Based on the breast milk availability and the feeding. And then what will happen is, as either the breast milk goes down, or the baby is growing, this breast milk is not enough for the baby. That is where there is a transitional period. You breastfeed as well as you start feeding other things. And there are some wholesome meals suggested for the babies from the traditional Ayurvedic practice. For example, the finger millet, right? The ragi, what we call in India. Well ground, very small quantity. Cook it with milk. And, that is considered as a wholesome meal. Second is there is a particular variety of small bananas. And the raw banana, not ripe. The raw banana, you remove the skin, you chop it, dry it, powder it, then cook that with a little bit milk. and make that as a kind of a creamy preparation. So that is also considered as a wholesome meal for the babies and helping them to transition. If their breast milk, mom's breast milk is not enough for them. That usually happens when it comes into 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is a period when this happens.
Okay, and with the cow's milk, for example, is there any digestive spices put through that to aid with digestion for the baby?
In babies, there is not too much spices added at that point of time. Spices are more when they come to 1 year plus.
Okay.
Until then, it is more sweeter preparations, and that is what is given at that point of time. As I mentioned, the pediatric physiology is totally different from the adult physiology.
Yeah.
It's a fast nourishing time. They need a lot of sweetness.
Right.
Because, from an Ayurvedic standpoint, kapha period, nourishing time, growing time, where sweet as a taste. When I say sweet, it's not just sugar, okay? Even rice is sweet, millet is sweet, wheat is sweet, milk is sweet. All these are sweet in taste. So, because Janma Prakriti Satmya, that is one taste that you can get used to from the time of birth. Sweetness is the one you can get used to until the end of your life. There is only one taste that is common from your birth till your death. That is the sweet taste predominant, because that is the most nourishing taste. Now, in the modern world, when they hear this sweet, sugar, etc., they will be always, the face will shrink, because there is a global, I don't know from where it is coming, that sugar is so bad.
Yeah.
Do you know that without glucose, your cell cannot survive even 1 second? Glucose is a part of your existence. Every moment, every cell in your body need glucose. That's a part of the carbohydrate. That is the primary source of energy for every cell. So I want your audience to get oriented that the so-called, sugar is bad. Okay, I would agree. I'm totally with you if you say, hey, the processed white sugar is bad. I'm with you. Completely on board. But don't think that all sweet is bad or rice is bad and those type of things. Very important that give them. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that, because you're right. Even on sweet fruits, there seems to be some trending topics that sweet fruits should be avoided, which is such a shame.
It is such a shame. And I hear this in my practice that, I'm not giving sugar because I heard that if I go give sugar, my child is going to be hyperactive and restless. That's not true. That's not true. And since I just mentioned about restlessness or hyperactive, this is another phenomenon I have seen, in last about 10, 15 years while I'm here, that, every child is a unique entity. All children cannot be the same. The Western side of the world, we have standard for everything. And if a child is slightly more active, a normal child, brilliant, intelligent child, a little bit more active in a classroom, there is a tendency to label them as restlessness and hyperactivity and, attention deficit, etc. But it's a fine line. The technical criteria, there are criteria created, but it's it's beyond the criteria. So I see a lot of such cases where they are generally slightly more active than others, but they are all normal children.
Yeah.
They need the support.
Yeah, I think it can be very damaging. Yeah, as you said, labeling children at such a young age, understanding their prakriti will help you to understand their tendencies.
Definitely.
Absolutely. And how does Ayurveda approach behavioral or attention challenges in children?
Sure. See, that age, after this 1 to 2 to next few years, the most inquisitive time. They want to touch everything. They want to look into everything. They want to, because that is a very curious system. And that's a time where you are creating the initial samskara. Samskara means that is your base experience, the pool of experience you create on which you are going to build your life on. The first few years of the child's exposure, the experience is the base set of, the experience they are going to collect. And their whole life depends upon that frame of initial collection. Because that's what they know. That's what they experience. They see the whole world with that experience. That is their reference point. So creating the right reference point for children in the early ages is so essential. And all parents and all, teachers of young children, they should know this. That is because their whole life they are going to lead based on this initial collection of data. Because for humans, we always want the reference point, right? When somebody tells you, oh, you want this? No, I don't want it. I had a bad experience about it. Your previous experience is making you to say yes or no to something today. If your previous experience was a positive experience, you'll say that, yeah, I like. The same thing if you had a negative experience, you'll say no. A child is like a sponge, constantly absorbing everything happening around them, constantly absorbing. And that is their base experience and base data pool on which they are going to build their life. So all parents should know to create a positive frame, collection of data. And it need not be goody-goody, but it can be real, but they should be mindful. This is a tender stage of their mind and emotion. And parents should make sure that they are creating a positive, supportive, loving, caring environment. When I see this many a time, I get a question that, but life is not always the goody-goody. There are issues. And adults will be facing the real-time issues, how to survive, how to, the financials and what is happening in the community, in the world, war. So I always tell them, you are adult. You can take everything in a particular frame, in a particular strength. But your baby is fresh, doesn't know. The parents can have a conflict in between them. And humans, there can be difference of opinion. But if there is a conflict, please don't have that conflict and fight in front of your child. If you really love your child, please avoid fighting in front of your child. Your child may not say anything. The child may not even cry. Child will be looking and sitting. But the recorder is keep going. So if you have a conflict, go to a room, lock you finish everything and come out.
Yeah, it's so true. They're watching everything. Yeah.
Exposure to conflicts can create a lot of uncertainty, insecurity without any real problem. So, which I have seen in children a lot.
Yeah, because it really is the foundational years of building up their matrix of their nervous system, right?
How they see life is based on that first few years of how was their life, what they got exposed to, how was their exposure, what was their, response to that. Important.
Absolutely. And how many yogis do we see in their 30s, 40s, 50s who are still affected by what happened in their childhood and their nervous system activation during that time?
I see a lot of such cases. Something happened at the age of 4 or 5. Something happened at the age of 10.
Right.
They didn't know it was a problem. Even parents didn't know at that point of time. It was just an experience. Now they feel that, I really suffered at that point of time.
Yeah.
Parents didn't know. They didn't tell the parents, but they are keeping this,
Yeah.
And that will become the source of issues for the future.
Right. And is that due to the fact that it wasn't possible for the young child to comprehend what was happening, to digest the experience?
See, they don't have other reference points. Right. Previous experience. These are all fresh experience. And children are, open and mindful. Mindful means they just record as is. There is no filter. oh, this is, this only temporary, my parents are fighting, they are good. They don't know.
Yeah.
Conflict means they feel real conflict.
Mm.
For the parents at that point of a moment, they argued, etc., then they are together. But child will not be able to do that.
Yeah.
The to and fro.
Yeah.
Whatever coming to through their senses, that is real for them.
Yeah.
And even acting as conflict itself, if the child will take it is as real. Because they don't know. They don't have the previous experience. Oh, this is acting, this is temporary. They don't know. They just absorb as is. So, it is not intentionally parents will do that, because in real time, we don't give much attention to our children. And not giving attention also a big problem. When the child grows, they will have their own creativity, etc. A child will be drawing something and coming and want to show to the mom what she has done. She's so excited. But mom is so busy with her friend talking. And if the mom is not giving attention, and not, that itself can create a problem in the child's mind. For mom, oh, her drawing, that is very simple. But for the child, that's a huge thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a little bit more orientation, guidance to the parents, of young children can really help, the next generation. That is why I put that effort and wrote the book. But I think we need to, the parents, those who want to have a child, those who want to nurture a new life, some kind of orientation, Ayurvedic orientation is needed.
Yeah.
So that no parents want to intentionally create problem for their children. They don't know what to do. Exactly. They don't know what not to do.
Yeah.
So a little bit of orientation can really help.
Absolutely. And I think it sounds like you're really wanting to nurture sattva in the home and in the child, right?
Yeah, exactly. So now I get questions that, okay, I got it, but the world is real and they are going to get exposed to everything in this world. Especially today, it is the information revolution, the TV or the tablet or the phone and all these things. So how you help your child? And I tell the parents that you cannot isolate your child from the real world, but you can have controlled exposure. Yeah. You expose in a controlled way, but you are there to give them the right frame, to give the right guidance, right? So you can help to frame how they need to take it. So it's a controlled exposure. That's what you need to do. You cannot isolate. I have, last week, a family came. They have 2 small children. And they are worried about exposure. Right now, they are doing homeschooling. The way what is happening in schools and etc., they are worried. And they are even thinking, we are thinking of going back to India and to be there. Then I told them, hey, world is real. And, in Kerala, there is a saying, the areca nut, betel nut, when it is nut, you can put in the pocket. But when it is a betel nut tree, you cannot put in the pocket. The same way, when children are small, you may say that you can control them completely. You can protect them completely. You can, always with you. But we want them to grow as independent individuals and we want them to fly, and isolation is not a remedy or a way to do. They should get exposed to everything. But initial ages, you should be there with them to make that exposure not intense, mild, and in a balanced way. When they are seeing something which is not nice, while they are seeing it, you say that, it's not that nice because of these reasons. So they should know everything, plus and minus, but with the support of parents. The main challenge is in this world, it's all, micro families, right? In Indian culture, it's a, joint family.
Yeah.
Parents, grandparents, aunt, uncle. And if parents are busy, auntie and uncle are available, or grandmom and granddad.
Yeah.
But now it is micro families, either home or daycare,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Because both parents are working, and it's a challenge. It's a challenge. And when they come back home after this 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours with a 1 hour commute, they need to manage everything. They need to cook, they need to clean, they need to plan for next day because this is a machine, right? Every day. So it's a big challenge.
Yeah.
So what will happen is there'll be less time, the parents spending time with the children. It is not that they don't want. So I always say that you should plan. When you have a baby, you have a responsibility as parents that you are responsible to help this baby to grow as a young adult.
Yeah.
So you cannot say that I don't have time. You have to make time. Your priority when you have a small baby, your priority should be on the top priorities. One should be your baby and enough attention and time. Not only the technical time spent on helping them to make homework or that kind of thing. There should be some leisure time. There should be some story time. There should be some, the huddling time. There should be parents sitting with them and singing or some breathing together. I always, these type of simple Ayurvedic yoga practice, how we can bring to the families. Make it as a fun session in the evening. Sit with their babies and do a little bit of a fun breathing, a session for 3 minutes, 5 minutes. Make it as a fun. The whole life they will remember that as some positive, nice, supportive, loving memories. So it's very simple. Don't use your left brain with about productivity. I can do something else during that time. According to me, when it comes to life, these moments are the most important and beautiful moments.
So true. These foundational things learned early in life will become something that you lean on throughout your life.
Yes, that's true. I may be doing many things in my day because I have done that from the childhood. My parents showed me, and that became no need of anybody telling me to do it. It became a part of me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. And as you said, it's really important to plan this in the stages of, preconception is, okay, I don't have my family support, but how do I create support in my new community? And so that you're not doing it at all alone, because community is so important, isn't it? And support with children.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. They should plan in advance. Oh, I'm going to deliver this baby at this point of time. Then I need to park a little bit time. I'm going to rearrange my work in this way. I'm going to be proactive to inform everyone. You need to really plan for the first few years how both of you are going to make sure that there is enough attention and time spent for the baby.
Absolutely. And make sure that it doesn't increase stress so you can enjoy this period of time as well. And we went off the subject of what you would caution. We started talking about foods and then we went off, which is wonderful. But I'd like to come back to, are there other things that Ayurveda would caution against in regards foods or habits?
Sure. Definitely. A few most important points I will mention, Colette, that one is, which I already mentioned, creating a rhythm. The rhythm of sleep, the rhythm of eating, the most important. Because Ayurveda says, if you are consistently following the rhythm, and in that case, you are not taking care of your body will start taking care of you because it became autopilot. So that's important. That will make it much easier for the parents also. If there is no rhythm of sleeping, it will be random. It will affect their life also. If they create the rhythm, it will be easy. It is predictable. And that's one. Second, avoiding the cold, as I mentioned, very important. I will repeat that so many times because it is that important. 3 is always going for natural, wholesome meal. natural, wholesome meal. Because, what is enticing there is, you look at all the candies. I did a project where myself gone through, took all the popular candies and what is the content of it? You don't have any idea. The colors, synthetic colors used in that, and the flavors used in that, etc. Some of them are carcinogenic in nature. Okay? Being mindful, helping your child used to the natural, sweet, right? In place of going for the candies, go for something with dates or raisins or figs, etc. Trying to help your child and satisfying the need for their taste, enjoyment, etc., as much as natural. There is plenty out there with a lot of chemicals, etc. And please do that. And opt for more the natural meals, plenty of packaged pediatric nutritional packets available. And most of them are chemical cocktails. Technically, they will say that, oh, this has all what you need, proteins and vitamins and minerals, everything. But most of them are, synthesized or made in factories chemically.
No prana.
So, yeah, exactly. No prana. And that also, they will say, keep in the refrigerator and give. Okay. So try. It's not easy when both the parents are working and need to take care of the baby. They will always look for practical, what I can pick from the aisles when I'm in the grocery store and put in the refrigerator, and easy. But please opt for the healthier option, natural option. And that is an important aspect of it. Make sure your child is getting enough the fruits and natural sugars rather than the white chemical sugar. Healthy lipids are very important for babies. Ghee is a great healthy lipid, healthy fats that can be really supportive for children.
So that's a clarified butter, just for people to understand.
Yes.
Yeah.
The clarified butter, cultured clarified butter. And that is good for the babies. And if there is congestion, if there is, a lot of phlegm or drooling, etc., and natural raw honey is something that can be used to reduce the congestion. But I know in the western side of the world, there is restriction for honey for the babies till the year 1. It is not because of honey is bad. It is because of that incident of botulism infection spreading through the honeycombs. So it's more of a technical thing. Honey is not bad for the babies, but it is because of the botulism. There are some restrictions for babies less than 1 year to take the honey, but otherwise after that will be. But too much honey is not good. This is another one. When I say something is good, I am mindful how good it is, and otherwise it will go unlimited. Because honey is reductive in nature. Even though it is sweet, it is reductive in nature. Reductive means reducing the fat, reducing the, it's generally known to reduce. And anything too much reductive is not good for babies. Why? Very simple common sense. During the growing time, we need to help them to grow, not to reduce. So too much reductive things are not good for them. So honey, some quantity, a little bit, if there is congestion, etc., that is the base. That is very good for the natural cough syrup for children, is a natural honey. And regarding the routine, please, day before yesterday, I had a child, now 4 years, still feeding through the tube because the child was developmental delay from the delivery time. And I asked what time the child sleep. 10:30, 11. I told, my goodness, a 5-year-old sleeping at 10:30 or 11? And already there is developmental delay and issue. No, your children need to sleep very, very early. Okay. A child of 5 years should sleep by 8 o'clock. Yeah. 7:38 should be done because they need much more sleep. If you want your children to grow, nourish, grow, and develop, give enough time for sleep because that's the time for growth and nourishment, enhanced growth and nourishment. So please avoid late nights. If you have work, if you have some other things, you can, as parents, you take choice. Even for parents, going beyond 10 is not a good idea from an Ayurvedic standpoint. But children should sleep much early. I get concerned that, I read an article in the US saying that the most active time for teenagers in America, you know what is the time, Colette?
Oh,
the
my
most
goodness.
active time for teenagers?
Midnight, probably.
10 p.m. to 2 a.m. I don't know what is going to happen for the next young generation.
Yeah.
This is, please, as a healer, as a Vaidya for all these years, and this is, for the future generation, it's a request for all the parents, please make your children sleep early.
Yeah. And sometimes maybe shutting off the Wi-Fi, have a switch for the Wi-Fi in the house and shut it down. That may be helpful.
That is the future health hazard. You can note it down, Colette, the future health hazard. Because our nervous system, our brain, our functional systems are working with the same electromagnetic field. When we move from the 2G, 3G, 4G, 5G, we are happy because now we can watch the streaming directly without interruption. But you should know this, the same energy that is working with our. So for the children and babies, even for the adults, please minimize the exposure. You cannot run away from it. Because even in your apartment, you look at about the Wi-Fi fields available, you'll have at least 10.
Yes.
Your phone Wi-Fi fields. That means 10 fields are influencing you.
Absolutely.
But at least minimize the exposure, at least at night while sleeping. May keep the cell phones in airplane mode so that your alarm will work till there is no EMF. Switch off the modem when you sleep. And those type of cautions can really help. Yeah. Otherwise, their subtle system can get affected. Subtle systems are mind, nervous system, immune system, and hormonal systems. This can get affected very easily by increased EMF.
And they're even more sensitive in children, of course.
Children are very, very sensitive. I had cases where unnecessary fear, not sleeping well, and started developing incoherent movement, twitching and movement, neurological.
Yeah.
And I identified this, and I had to guide the parents to change that, and it changed. Of course, I supported with some Ayurvedic herbs and other oils, etc. But I was able to help.
Yeah. And this is what's wonderful about Ayurveda. It's just creating that awareness and giving parents some guidelines, because it is a lot. But with understanding Ayurveda, and your book that you wrote, Helping Parents. Remind me of the title of it again.
The Parents' Complete Guide to Ayurveda, published by Shambhala Publications, New York. And I spent a few years. I found the struggles of parents. It has all the information about what is about parenting, what the childhood, how we can support, the dietary aspect, understanding the nature of the child, common possible health issues, and how parents can support in healing that. So it's a
great guide.
Yeah.
And I'll put a link to that in the show notes. And before we finish up, Dr. J, we had some great information here. Can you tell us more about Kerala Ayurveda Academy as well, and your offerings there, which I'll also link in the show notes?
Thank you. Kerala Ayurveda Academy is committed to provide the root knowledge of Ayurveda without any dilution or modification, but in a way that can be implementable in the modern world. And we have academy both in the US as well as in India. In the US, we conduct online programs as well as in-person programs. We have many certification programs Holistic Ayurvedic Coach is a 6-month program. Primary, all the elements for self-help as well as helping the family, community. And if you want to take it up as a profession too, that is the foundational certification. Then there is Ayurvedic Health Counselor. That is a 1-year program. If you do the first 6 months of Holistic Ayurvedic Coach, another 6 months to get there. Ayurvedic Practitioner program after the Ayurvedic Health Counselor. Then the Advanced Ayurvedic Practitioner, that is the most advanced program. After the Practitioner program, 3 years. Then there is Panchakarma certification program. Panchakarma is the whole system purification and rejuvenation. There are many, healing through the touch. Many are passionate about it. That can be for Ayurvedic students, Ayurvedic professionals, or even massage therapists, where they can really add value to what they are passionate about. And body work techniques in Ayurveda. We train all the traditional techniques in that. So then a lot of webinars. So we are committed to bring this knowledge to the world. So those who wish to join for any of the program or want to get any information can send an email to admissions@keralaayurveda.us or call 888-275-9103 extension 10. So that is the admissions.
Wonderful.
And we also do Ayurvedic consultations. We do telehealth consultation across the globe. There are people getting consultation from the Vaidyas, myself, and I have a group of, Vaidyas from India. We do support the community for consultations there on Panchakarma, etc. in Milpitas, California.
Wonderful. So online and in Milpitas, California as well.
Yes.
Wonderful. Well, I will put all those links in the show notes. Dr. J, it is always such an honor to talk with you, and I truly appreciate you making the time to share this wisdom so we can put it out there in the world for people to understand that there's some great wisdom standing the test of time with Ayurveda.
Of course. And thank you so much, Colette, for this such an important project you have taken on, sharing this knowledge with this world through your podcast, and very popular. I know that you are reaching more and more people now. We started this conversation many years ago when you initiated, and please keep sharing. Please keep sharing, and we really appreciate and support the dharmic route you have taken to share this knowledge with the world.
Thank you, Dr. J. Words mean a lot to me. I appreciate it.
Namaste.
Wishing you all the best. Until next time, take good care.
Thank you. Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed that episode with Dr. J. So much great information there. And please check out the show notes for all the links mentioned in this episode. If you think that this episode will be helpful to family or friends, please share it with them so we can spread this wisdom of Ayurveda. And don't forget, I'm offering that 10% discount to celebrate 8 years of podcasting on all my online services. And that discount is good until August 6th, 2025. Just use the code ELEMENTS8. That's elements and the number 8 at checkout, and you'll get 10% off. And I'll put all that info in the show notes also. If you haven't already subscribed or followed the podcast, please do so, and the new episodes will automatically download for you. And please come join me on social media. My Instagram is Elements of Ayurveda Podcast, and on Facebook, it's Elements Healing and Wellbeing. Thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, take good care of yourself, be well, and bye for now. Slán go fóill.